The word burden didn't shock me. It fit too neatly. My dad said it in the middle of an argument about money, not even my money, just the electricity bill and who'd left lights on. My brother stood behind him, arms folded, nodding along like he'd been waiting for permission. "You're nothing but a burden," my dad snapped. "And no one would miss you if you left," my brother added, casual as if he were commenting on the weather. I remember noticing how quiet the kitchen became after that. The refrigerator humming. A fork clinking against a plate. No one corrected it, no one softened it. Something inside me didn't shatter, it settled. That night I packed one suitcase. Not dramatically. I folded my clothes carefully, like I was going on a short trip. I left my key on the counter. I didn't slam the door. I didn't leave a note explaining how hurt I was. If I was a burden, I figured I should lighten the load. The first few weeks were strange. I rented a room from a coworker's cousin. The mattress sagged. The walls were thin. But no one sighed when I walked into the room. No one rolled their eyes if I asked a question. I worked extra shifts. Saved what I could. Ate cheap dinners. Some nights were lonely in a way that pressed against my ribs. Still, it was quieter. I hadn't realized how much of my energy had gone into managing the house. Scheduling repairs. Filing insurance claims. Translating official letters. Filling out my dad's online forms because he didn't trust computers. My brother handled none of it. He had opinions, not responsibilities. At first, my phone buzzed with irritated texts. "Dad, you going to come back and stop sulking?" "Brother, real mature." I didn't answer. After a while, the messages stopped. Months passed. I moved into a small studio, bought secondhand furniture, learned how to cook without stretching every ingredient to feed 4 people. Sometimes I replayed that sentence, "No one would miss you," and tested it against reality. No one had come looking. That told me enough. 3 nights ago, my phone lit up with a number I hadn't blocked. I let it ring. Then it buzzed with a voicemail notification. I waited until morning to listen. My dad's voice sounded different, thinner. "Hey," he began, clearing his throat. "Please come home." He paused like he expected me to respond. "The hospital needs paperwork sorted out. They keep asking questions. Your brother's. He's not good with this stuff." Another pause. "And the bank sent something about the mortgage. I don't understand it," he exhaled sharply. "Just call me." That was it. No apology, no retraction of burden, just need. Later that day, my brother texted for the first time in months. "Dad had a minor stroke. He's okay. But we need help." I stared at the word need. It would have been easier if I'd felt triumphant. If this had felt like proof that they were wrong. Instead, I felt tired. I called the hospital directly before I called home.
"Yes,"
the administrator said after confirming my name. "You're still listed as the primary contact for financial and medical coordination." Of course I was. I'd filled out those forms. I'd sat in waiting rooms. I'd signed documents no one else wanted to read. "You'll need to update that if you're no longer involved," she added matter-of-factly. There it was. The authority voice. Clear and procedural. I called my dad that evening. He answered on the first ring. "You got my message." I did. There was a long silence, thick with things unsaid. "We didn't realize." He started, then stopped. "It's been complicated." "I know," I said. "I can't keep track of all this," he admitted quietly. "The insurance. The hospital forms. Your brother tried." In the background, I could hear my brother pacing. Frustrated. Overwhelmed. For a moment, I pictured the kitchen. The same table. The same refrigerator hum. "You said I was a burden," I said, not accusing, just placing the fact between us. "I was angry," he muttered. "I didn't mean." "You did," I said gently. "You just didn't think I'd leave." That silence felt different. Not defensive. Not dismissive. "You coming back?" he asked. I looked around my studio. The plant on the windowsill. The quiet. "I'm not moving back," I said. Another pause. Shorter this time. "But I'll help," I continued. "Over the phone. I'll walk you through the paperwork. I'll talk to the hospital. We'll update the contact forms properly. You will.
Yes.
Not because they demanded it. Because I chose it. The next day, I spent 2 hours on speakerphone guiding my brother through insurance portals. He snapped once, then caught himself. Dad listened more than he spoke. By the end, the administrator confirmed the updates. My name was no longer primary contact. My brother's was. Clear, official, unmistakable. When the call ended, my brother said, awkwardly, "Thanks." It wasn't an apology. But it wasn't dismissal either. I haven't gone back to the house. I don't know if I will. They needed me. That much is true. But what I understand now is this: I was never a burden. I was the structure. And structures aren't meant to carry weight without acknowledgement. Leaving didn't prove my worth, it just made it visible. When my dad ended the last call, he said, "We miss you." I didn't correct him. I just let the words sit there, unfinished, like everything else between us.